What and welcome back to Logic's Lens. Today we're gonna be looking through the lens of Sony and why they acting like some straight up. If y'all didn't know, Microsoft has been in a deal with Activision Blizzard to acquire them, and it's been going on for quite some time now. And so far, the CMA has sided with Microsoft, and it's looking like this acquisition is gonna happen, whether you like it or not. And Sony is clearly not scared to show that they don't like it. So they've been trying to throw all the rocks at them, trying to put all the sticks in their spokes. They've been trying to stick gum under their shoe, throwing out Mario Kart bananas, trying to make this not happen. And the biggest point of contention that they've had is that they feel like if they acquire Activision Blizzard, they're gonna get Call of Duty and nobody's gonna have a PlayStation anymore.
Oh, you guys, please, no, we need it because we don't want to make our own multiplayer shooter. We just can't.
It's just, that's been the biggest thing that they've been harping on is Call of Duty, and it's gotten to the point that Sony is saying that,
well, if you guys let them get Call of Duty, they're gonna ruin our version of it, and we won't be able to have anybody on our console anymore because they ruined Call of Duty.
The conspiracy theory is worse than flat earth. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make any sense that they even would go this far as to think that this would be the next step. Like, this is what's gonna happen, and it's just unbelievable that the lengths that they're going to. The latest update we've gotten from The Verge is a response from the CMA siding with Microsoft that Sony has made, and I'm gonna show it to you guys and read it, and then we're gonna talk about it a little bit more. Today, Activision goes to great lengths to promote console competition by releasing an equally high quality Call of Duty game on PlayStation and Xbox while making use of their somewhat different technical capabilities. Post-transaction, Microsoft would have different incentives because degrading the experience on PlayStation would benefit Xbox, PlayStation's closest rival. Microsoft would have no incentive to make use of the advanced features in PlayStation not found in Xbox. Yet the addendum claims that Microsoft would not have the ability to engage in partial foreclosure. It does, so despite its recognition that Call of Duty is critically important for console competition, that fully withholding Call of Duty would foreclose PlayStation. The addendum's implication is that Microsoft could degrade Call of Duty on PlayStation, implying simply by not making it as good as it could be, raise its price, release the game at a later date, or make it available only on Game Pass without harming competition between PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know about y'all, but that don't even sound far off from shit that PlayStation's been doing for I don't know how long. Y'all have been doing exclusive deals. Y'all have been making games only come out for y'all console and not even having the opportunity for it to be on Xbox at any point in time. You guys have gotten extra features within y'all games that y'all won't allow on Xbox, i.e. Spider-Man from Marvel's Spider-Man from the Avengers is only on PlayStation and never had any intention on coming out on Xbox. I understand that the IP is owned by Sony, but y'all could have did it if y'all wanted to, so I'm not understanding why you're crying about it now. This finding is unsubstantiated and inconsistent with the evidence. It appears to be based on speculation that the deterioration in Call of Duty would be modest, and as a result that the CMA would expect only a fraction of gamers would switch to Xbox. Yet it is difficult to conceive of an industry where consumers are more attuned to quality and where quality affects purchasing decisions. Call of Duty gamers are passionate, knowledgeable, and sophisticated.
The fuck?
Wait a minute. Now I need to know exactly the strain Sony executives have been hitting. Did they just say Call of Duty gamers are passionate, knowledgeable, and sophisticated? Who the fuck do y'all think you're talking to? Fam, listen, I've been playing Call of Duty since PlayStation 3. And one thing I can say, that community is the worst example of what you want to consider knowledgeable and sophisticated. I think y'all were better off at leaving it at passionate, Cause at least passionate can just means whatever comes out of your mouth or whatever thoughts you have is just passion, and there's no rationality or logic behind any of it, because I think those words and Call of Duty players don't go together. Gamers engage with each title in the franchise immediately after its release and are keenly aware of the game's price, quality, and features, and regularly compare the quality, performance, and features of their favorite games across PlayStation and Xbox. Sony is really arguing that when Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard and Call of Duty is released on both consoles, these sophisticated, knowledgeable, intellectual, highly enamored, savant Call of Duty players are gonna go to Digital Foundry, and then they're gonna look up the specs of each, and once they see that Call of Duty is 5 frames per second higher on Xbox than PlayStation, they're gonna throw their PlayStations into Lake Michigan and they'll never be seen again. And then there's just gonna be this great dip in console owners of PlayStation, and all these people are gonna run out and buy the Xbox Series X because God forbid they can't have 5 more frames per second on their Call of Duty Modern Warfare 15. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all are tripping. Stop it. Nobody gives a fuck. Digital Foundry is going to put out the information, whatever it may be, and it would be honestly stupid of Microsoft to make an obviously worse version of the game on a next-gen console. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I don't think we've seen any major discrepancies on current-gen consoles between the game. We've seen PC and console have major discrepancies in gameplay and specs, functionality. But as far as PlayStation 5 and the series consoles, I haven't seen any big issues with those. So I think to do that, especially with you guys putting it out now, I mean, I would be damned if they come out and fully just substantiate you guys' claims. It's ridiculous. They further go on to talk about the reasons they think this would happen and it would be noticeable and why we need to avoid this at all costs. Gamers regularly discuss and compare their consoles and games. Conversations in forums, chat rooms, and public gaming sessions confirm that gamers are very conscious of the slightest changes in the game's performance, as the highly confidential figure below shows. Details such as crashes, freezes, and glitches, as well as graphics and load times, have a significant impact on consumer satisfaction. Yeah, no shit. They're gonna make a good game. It's under their name. They're still making money off of it. It serves them no benefit to just purposefully put out a worse product on their quote-unquote competition. I really don't think that Sony believes this, and they just trying to have a weight lifted off of them they feel they're gonna have, because after 10 years, and honestly, who even knows if after 10 years Call of Duty will still be relevant, they just don't want to have that burden of maybe creating a new IP that's actually good and competitive. They also go on to say, gamers are perceptive customers with high expectations. Any degradation in the price, performance, or quality of play on PlayStation, or any delays on release would quickly harm Sony Interactive Entertainment's reputation and cause a loss of engagement and of players. As SIE CEO Jim Ryan explained to the CMA at the Remedies hearing, if PlayStation received a degraded version of Call of Duty, it would seriously damage our reputation. Our gamers would desert our platform in droves, and network effects would exacerbate the problem. Our business would never recover. I've never heard of a greater plot line of fucking Ready Player 2. I'm like, this just said, look, Steven Spielberg, they handed you the script. I think this is a perfect plot line for Ready Player 2, because Jim Ryan really sat here and created this master plan of Sony going downhill because they got a bad version of Call of Duty. That just shows that you don't even believe in your product, bro. How did we get here? How did we go from you guys are gonna have a monopoly, you're gonna create they don't even care about gamers, they care about them. This is why I further can't rock with them on this stance, because y'all not even making this claim off of gamers. Y'all worried about Sony, and the fact that you even think that one game is gonna send Sony home and packing and never to exist again in the gaming industry is crazy. That means y'all don't even have anything in the pipeline. And it's sad as fuck to see the whole damn CEO sit here crying about a singular video game that's honestly losing its spark. If we're really gonna be honest about this, Call of Duty has not been what Call of Duty was for quite some time. And I think that it's time for something new to come and take over anyway, step in the picture and show that, hello, Titanfall 3. I'm just saying, y'all know I'm not gonna ever let it go. But this is the time for y'all to take initiative, make a better game, make a new IP, make something to compete with them. Because if you guys can create all these great single player linear games and you know the formula of what makes Call of Duty great, all you gotta do is get creative with it. Thanks for tuning in to Logic's Lane, where the gamers win, and I'm out.